Well, good morning, everybody on YouTube. I'm not supposed to be going live till 11 o'clock, but I'm just looking at how many of you are here commenting already. So I thought I'll come early. So we'll have a bit of a chat before we get started, if you like. We'll go live on Facebook at 11. So we've got 5 minutes to have a bit of a catch up first of all. And what we are going to do today, it's our Half Yard Sewing Club brand new website launch. So I'm going to take you through all of the new features and everything on there as well. So let's say hello to some of you. We've got Jennifer Jones in Warminster, and Sylvia's here. Diane, morning Morak. Gary's not actually aware that we've gone live yet because he hasn't been there, but I've got my coffee. Bobbin's outside in the sunshine because it's a lovely day today. Morning Sheila and Patty in Fairthorpe in Alabama. Who else have we got? Christine in Essex. Hi Tina, hi Karen, hi Sylvia. Oh Sylvia, you might just have to make your own. These things happen. Hi Joyce, hi Caroline in Ontario. Oh, now then we've got another member in Ontario. Who's that? Is that Nancy? Nancy, you in Ontario? Morning Marilyn, morning Sabine in Germany, and Maria. Sorry if I miss anybody. I do go through and read these back again afterwards, as do the whole team actually. Christine's got a coffee ready. Hi Kathy. Morning from Cheddleton. Morning Megan in Wales, and Tina and Jenny in Australia. Got a lovely cup of chai latte. Lovely. Tracy's in Ohio. We're all over the place, aren't we? Where are we? We've got 4 minutes before we have to go live on Facebook as well. Hi Linda. Oh Megan, I'm glad you like the new website. Anybody else Half Yard member clubs already and had a look at the new website? It doesn't look initially or as though there's been a lot of change, which is deliberate, but we've got lots of new features on there, and access to get through all of the different departments, if you will, is a lot quicker as well. I've got my Mac, so I'll take you through that when we go live on Facebook, and we'll have a look at all the new features on there as well. Love to see what you've been making as well, and hear if you've got any questions and all that kind of thing. Morning Brian in Ohio, regular. Having a coffee in the sunny shine. It's glorious here. It's not hot, but it's really lovely and sunny. My disc is almost full apparently. Where's that Sunny Caversham? Hello Helen and Sue. Morning Rumali. Sue's got a new sewing machine. What are you up to? What are you sewing at the moment? What's the most challenging thing that you've ever made or you've been asked to make? That'd be interesting. I would imagine a lot of you it's going to be wedding dress. I've never made a wedding dress. That would be a little bit too scared to do that, I think, just in case it went wrong, and it's going to be the most important outfit that you ever wear. Never quite plucked up the courage for that one. Fiona's reading my book, lovely. Nam is in Ontario. We certainly are worldwide today. Kim in Bristol, hello, good morning to you. I think I'm all up to date there. The reason I started early on YouTube is purely because sometimes I have issues on YouTube actually connecting. So I thought I'll try it out. I'll try it out 10 minutes early and see what happens, and it connected. So here we are, nice and early. Kath loves the new website. Thank you very much. It's been a long time in the coming, actually. It's taken us about 6 months to get this together. But I think it's worth it. There's been a lot of testing and a lot of backwards and forwards, and I think it's worked really well. Sabine, lovely. Thank you very much. Last year's block of the month. Oh, really, Michelle? Did you manage it, though? Again, share your pictures. There is a function now on the website where you can just upload pictures, and we can share them on Facebook as well now. Lisa's in Cape Town, Warmilton Day. Hello to you. Should we do it? Should we just go live on Facebook as well? I don't think it matters if we're a minute early, does it? Hello, good morning to everybody on Facebook. I have to admit, we've been on YouTube for 5 minutes already, answering lots and lots of questions or saying hello to lots and lots of people. But you haven't missed anything. We were just having a bit of a chat because I was testing YouTube and it just went live. So there we are. Morning Anne, morning Helen. So I've been having a problem finding messages on Facebook. Oh, there we are. We're back in the normal place. Lovely. Hi Linda. Ruby, Coco, Ruby, Coco. Bobbin's still not coming in. I can see her in the garden. She's just pricked her ears up when I shouted. Morning Sam, morning Elizabeth, morning Marion on YouTube, morning Maggie on Facebook and Dawn on Facebook. We're really busy already, aren't we? Fabulous. How many have we got? 88. Lynette's in South Africa. Well, hang on a minute, just to get a few more people on Facebook, because there's only 98 at the moment. And for Facebookers, I'm going to take you through the new website. So if you remember, I'll show you all of the new features on there. You may not think it looks a lot different, but behind the scenes it's very different. It's a lot quicker and it's a lot easier to access things. Morning Lorraine, and morning Sally, and morning Samantha. And Sally. Oh, Sally, I haven't done any reupholstery for a long time. I trained in it years ago. I love it. I mean, it's kind of sewing, but it's the taking the pliers and taking out tacks and knocking things back in again, and it's a lot more physical than sitting behind a sewing machine. That's what I love about it. Irene's got a coffee, lovely. Mine's going cold nicely. Louise has made wonky also. Share pictures, Louise, love to see them. So yeah, so we'll have a good old look around that. I'm going to do a bit of sewing later on as well. We're going to make a tissue box cover. Michelle, I'm not out of focus over here, so I don't know what's going on there. Apparently I'm a bit fuzzy on YouTube. I feel a bit fuzzy sometimes in the morning. Morning Alison, morning Olive. Right, maybe refresh, see if that does anything. Morning Heather in Canada. So are you up in the middle of the night? Are you up really early in the morning? Have you not been to bed at all? Whereabouts in the world are you? Kate's in Dalby in Australia. Oh, well, I'm glad you like the website eventually, Sarah. Thanks, Alex. Lovely. So I'm really excited about this. So shall I show you? Let me have a sip of my coffee, then we'll show you all around the new website. Right. And if you are new, I know particularly on YouTube we have a lot of new people every single week, and you may not have heard of the Half Yard Club. So let me give you a quick overview of what it's all about. It's a subscription website that's been going for about 3 years now. We've got well over 2,000 members worldwide, and I bring you for $5.99 a month a main project which has a video, so you can sew along with me. If there's a pattern, it will be downloadable, so you will need a printer, and all of your written instructions with photographs as well. And that can be any kind of project, from quilting to dressmaking, making toys, things for the home, bag making. There's lots of different genres, so there's something for everybody. On top of that, you'll have a secondary project, and that again could be something for the house, something for you, something to wear. But that will be very different to the first project. There's no video for the second one. On top of that, you will have a block of the month. So this year it's actually the Seminole Patchwork block, which my friend Melissa designed behind me here. So you'll have a block to sew every single month. And then I'll show you in a minute, there is a growing page of tips and techniques. You'll have special offers. Got some news about that as well. There's a blog, and there's a forum where you can ask other members questions, and either me or one of the other members will come back to you on those. So that's kind of a general overview. The projects will stay on the website now for 2 years. So if you join up today, you will have access to 24 main projects, 24 secondary projects, and 24 blocks of the month. And in fact, the block of the month goes about 3 years. We don't take that one down, so you've got a little bit longer to make those as well. There is a code to use if you'd like a month free, so you can give it a try. And it's welcome. Just the word welcome in capital letters, and that's it. So you'll have to fill in all of your details and go through to checkout. When you get there, there's a coupon box, put in the word welcome in capital letters, and you'll have a month for free, whether that's a month if you're planning on paying monthly, or you can do a yearly subscription as well. And basically, that's it. That's the overview of what the club's all about. It's fantastic, Sally. It's taken a long time to get here, and it's been worth every minute. Hello, Anne in South Africa. She's in Cape Town. She's enjoying the Saturday live. Lovely. That's disappeared. Right, let me show you, because this is really exciting. Put that there. Put that there. Okay. So when you're logged in, this is what you'll see. Now I'm kind of doing, let me leave that plugged in so I don't lose any power. A screen on screen, so obviously yours at home is going to be a lot clearer than this, but hopefully you should be able to see exactly what's going on. So this is the new home page. As I said previously, it's not a lot, it doesn't look a lot different to how it did previously. You can go away, and that is deliberate. We didn't want to confuse you by making a website that looks very different to what it was before. So you can see a little bit about the club. Those are the latest projects that come up as well. But let me take you over here to your account. So at this point you're logged in. Okay, this is what you're going to see if you are already a member. Sorry, let me just take that. Do we by any chance have Lisa on YouTube? Because you need to be taking a look at some idiot that's putting stupid things on there. Okay, these things happen. So let me take you up to my account, because this is one of the things that's changed. So in here you can update your own card details by clicking on update payment details. So you can change that yourself, you don't need to contact us. You can change your personal subscription by going to manage my subscription. So this one is on monthly at the moment. If I want to change that to yearly, then that's all I need to do. It takes seconds. I'm now paying yearly instead of paying monthly. You can change your password on here as well, so that's in your personal information. You can buy a gift subscription, so if you know somebody else that you think, oh, I don't know what to get them for a birthday and they're a keen sewer, then that's where you go to this one. So you can either go for a 3 months gift for £17.50 or $27, 6 months is $33 or $55, and a year is $60 or $99. And that's how you go through to that one. What else have we got on there? Oh, you can also add a picture of yourself too. So if you go to manage my personal information, you can drag and drop here an image of yourself, so that when you go onto the Ask a Member forum, a little picture of you pops up too. Right, let's have a look. I'll go back again and show you the sewing projects. So just click on sewing projects, and this has changed as well from before. The first project to come up here is the current one, so that's your latest project, and that's actually a tunic top. The next two here are going to be the next two to be taken down. I said earlier on the projects last for 2 years, so there will be 2 projects that disappear after 2 years, and these are here. You'll have notice, they'll stay there for a month, so you can download those, and you can download the video as well, so you can save those forever. And then down here you've got all of the different categories for the different projects. But if I have a quick scroll through, you should be able to get an idea of the kind of projects that we have if you're new to us. So we've got the door stops, there's your block of the month, sewing machine dust cover, a top, a tablecloth, there's different types of patchwork, the apron with a plique, that's a handbag, a pet bed. You can see they're really, really varied. There's cushions, there's the rag dolls, Maddie and Robin, a little toweled hooded top. The box top's been really popular. A yoga mat carrier, but that could also be a cosmetics case. Different styles of bags on here as well. And a lot of these are dotted around in the back of my set at the moment, but if I just keep going down and down and down, these are all of the projects that you're going to have for your first month's payment. So that's all of those. Now you can also upload your own pictures. So for instance, let's have a look at this latest project here on View Project. If I go down here to show us your project, you can drag or click on your click on here and upload your own project as well, so that we can see them. This is a new one as well on the tips and techniques. So there's tips on choosing, interfacing, lengthening and shortening patterns as well. With this particular one, you're going to make your own pattern, but there's a direct link to hints and tips on doing that kind of thing if you need it as well. On the tips and techniques page here, and this is growing all the time. Some of these are in videos and some are just in photographs, but these never go away. And there's anything, the latest one to go on there was sewing with viscose, but how to use different types of feet, your buttonhole foot, some embroidery, chain piecing, dressmaking, how to put cuffs and sleeves onto a shirt, different types of scissors. Full bust adjustment is a very popular video, I know. So again, that's growing all the time. As soon as I can get more videos on there, they will be there. We have a blog. Let's go back to the top. So now you've got a direct link to all of the Facebook Lives and all of the different projects. And of course, there's my my calendar on there as well. Now, books. This is something new. I know books were on the previous one, and Half Yard Club members get 20% discount. If you click on the link, this isn't from my website, this is from the Search Press website, and you get 20% discount off any book. Well, we've changed that. It's now 30% discount off any book from the Search Press website. If you spend over £20 in the UK, you get P&P free. This is an offer that's open to anybody around the world, but you may find the shipping quite expensive, so that's just being honest with you. And then finally is your notebook up here, where you can write notes about, I haven't actually got anything on there. So if I go to a sewing project and say, let's go on the sewing machine dust cover, and I can add notes down here, like I need extra thread, or the measurements of your sewing machine if it's a different size to mine, and those are saved on there as well. So those are the main differences to the oh, and the Ask a Member I didn't show you. I'm going to show you that, the Ask a Member, because that's really important as well. This is the last bit. So Ask a Member here. So if you have any questions about any of the projects, you can write your question and then somebody will give you an answer. Now these are new ones. I haven't been onto these yet this morning. Yes, I know, go away. This is the one that I put on this morning. So just saying, hope you're enjoying the new website. So you can see I've got my picture on there as well. But Megan's asking if there's any tutorials for zipper purses, reminders of codes. I want to make an oilcloth tote. And these have all been carried over from the previous website as well. So all of the old questions are on there, which is amazing. So have a look. I said you can have a look around the website, by using the code welcome in capital letters. Have a good old look around, then decide if you want to join or if you don't. Right, let me just have a quick catch up. I know I've missed lots and lots of your messages, so do apologise. Susie in Arizona's there on the website. Sorry, on YouTube. Oh, Sue to Sew has been a member from day one. She says it's worth every penny, and I've also got nearly all of my books. Sewing keeps your sanity. I think it has for a lot of people, hasn't it, in the last year or so. Do you still need a code for Search Street? I don't know what the Search Street is, Alice. Does that just explain again? What do you need a code for? Angie loves the new website. Lovely. Morning, Harbant. Thank you, Tina. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I'm so glad that you enjoy the website. I really wanted it to be something, you know, for everybody to enjoy, no matter what level of sewer you are. So some things are a little bit more complicated than others, but everything I think is achievable even for a new sewer. If you're a new sewer, you don't just want to be sewing basic things all the time, do you? You want to improve your skills and move on. So maybe you'll start off making something very simple and very small and move on to making a complete outfit for yourself. Hi, Liana, here for the very first time. Greta's in 5. Let me just scroll down to the bottom. No house use at the moment, still waiting. Second viewing, interesting. We saw a lot more things wrong with it than we saw the first time, so we're still a little bit like this. The DD105 code will get you 20% discount, Alice, on the Search Press website. So if you're not a Half Yard Club member, then DD105 will give you 20% discount off any of their books. If you are a Half Yard Club member, you'll use the code from the Half Yard Club website on the link there, and then you'll get 30% discount this time. Erica, I hadn't actually planned to get the Wonky Street doorstop kit in stock again because nobody was asking for it. But if you want it, we shall get some back in stock again. Can't get hold of the coral one though. It'll have to be the lilac one. Oh, Jackie, thank you very much. Morning, Lisa. Deborah's making the pram caddy. Where was that? It's knocking around somewhere, isn't it? I'm sure I brought that down. Maybe I didn't. A sneaky peek into what's coming up next month as well is the skirt. It's a you're going to make a pattern to fit yourself, and it's a lot easier than you would imagine it to be. And it's got a zip at the back, it's got a vent at the back, and it's got 2 darts at the front, and it doesn't have a waistband. It's got a facing on the inside, so it has a really nice smooth look. So if you've never drafted a pattern for yourself before, or you've never done any dressmaking, this is a really simple way to get going. And there's the video as well, so I'll take you through how to put the zips in and how to put the darts in, how to measure yourself and how to make that pattern. And once you've got the pattern, you can use it again and again. Of course, you can make it an A-line, you could make it a pencil, make it a little bit tighter. The box top was from last year and the kimono was from earlier on this year. And we're adding to this all the time, so ultimately you're going to have a complete capsule wardrobe that you've measured yourself and made yourself as well. Right, Glennis, we did try to get the Grace Pack handles back in stock and they all came back rusty, so we're trying to find a different supplier for that one. Lisa, I'm going to make a tissue box cover. I promised to make this last week and I lost my tissue box, so we're going to make a tissue box cover and we'll get ready for that in just a second. 8:20 p.m. in Brisbane, Australia. Hello to you, Sharon. Should we do a bit of sewing? If you've got any questions, by the way, while I'm here live about the Half Yard Club or anything else for that matter, do come through and yeah, let me know what you think. Did you make the cute little doll in the back of you? That is one of the projects from the Half Yard Club, Giretta. That's Maddie. Josie's in Sicily. Morning, Helen. Looking for the ironing board you made, can't seem to find it. That is on my Facebook, Judy Jones. That's Debbie Shaw's Sewing Facebook site, and it was January the 2nd. There's a picture of it on the thumbnail. If you go to videos, there'll be a picture of it on the thumbnail there. And it's really easy to make as well. I'm going to do little bits and bobs with it throughout the year too, because after I've made it, I thought, you know, pockets, inseam pockets at the side would be nice, wouldn't it? Or maybe you prefer a proper waistband instead of just a facing. So we'll have a play with that later on. Right, Grace Pack handle. Sorry, as soon as we can find it from a supplier that doesn't send us rusty products, then oh, it was on YouTube as well. Yes, it was, Sue. Thank you. Right, tissue box. This on the Saturday lives, and for that much on the Wednesday lives as well, I like to just make something very simple because we're only here for about an hour. So something that doesn't have patterns, something that anybody can make, and something that you may find quite useful. So more often than not, it's a little bag or a purse or something like that, because of course there's no patterns to download here. Oh, thank you very much, Lydia. Got to the hairdressers after what, 18 months or so it must be. I don't think I look that much different, to be honest, but thank you very much. A wonky caravan doorstop. Well, that's it, a wonky caravan kitty. That's a good idea. Right, so here's my box. So we'll need to have a fitting. This would work the same if you've got a long box, square box, no matter what the size is at all. Whoops, so we just measure it. So we'll measure all sides and add an inch. So across here is 4 inches, so I'm going to measure that as 5. And the side of my box is 4 inches, so I'm going to make it 5. That's not right, is it? 4.5 inches to 5.5. 4 inches, so that's going to be 5. This one down here is 5 inches, so just under. So I'm going to make that 6. I may need to trim that down later on because I'm going to put some bias binding around the bottom. And then the top here measures 4.5 inches that way and 4 inches that way. So again, add an inch. That will give me a 1/2 inch seam allowance, but I am going to use a little bit of fusible fleece as padding just to make it sit nice and upright. So that's going to add extra to the seams. So I can always take it in if it's a bit big, but I'd rather it was too big than too small. So that's kind of 1/2 inch or just over a centimetre added to each side as I'm measuring it. If you've got a new box, save the bit that you pop out the top. I hadn't, so I had to make a template. But that's what you're going to use to draw around to make a hole in your fabric. So what I've done here is already cut out my fabric pieces and I've put my fusible fleece on the back. So, and I've marked on the back which way around they are, because 6.5 inches by 5.5 inches doesn't look that much different, and I just want to make sure that I'm sewing this in the right way. So that's the top of the side, and that's the top of the side, so they go like that, and that's the top of the end, that's the top of the end, and that's the top. So this is how they're going to go together. So I've got 5 pieces of fabric. I've actually used Angie's Just Welcome in capital letters at the moment. We've taken the 18 off the code, so it's capital letters welcome, and that's going to get you 3 months. Thank you, Dawn. I'll put it on there in a bit when we're finished. Right, I've already put my fusible fleece on the back. I've got H630 on the back of this one, which is a Valise-Aline. If you're not really aware of what interfacings and things like that are, this is a polyester fusible interfacing. It's non-woven. It gives a little bit of sturdiness, so your fabric will, or your project will kind of stand up, but it's still soft enough to sew through. There's lots of different types of these. There's H630 and H640 are the ones that I use most of all. H630 is slightly thinner, that's the only difference. Thank you, Angie. So those are on the back of the outer pieces, and then I've labelled these as well. I've cut out the same from lining, and again I've just marked them so I know which bit is which. That's the top, need that first, that's the side, and that's the side. Written that on the wrong bit. And there we go. So those are all my pieces in pairs. So the first bit we're going to work on is the centrepiece. And this is going to sit over the top of here. So I'm using red as my lining. I'm going to fold this in half, then half again, so I can crease the centre point. Like so. Oh, what was Lisa saying about the kimono? Well, my grey kimono out on Wednesday for the first time. Got 3 lovely comments, and somebody asked them to make me one. Get you! That's the kimono behind me here, which is one of the projects from Harvey Hill Club, which is actually reversible as well. Oh, thank you, Eve. That's a really nice compliment. She says, I don't do monthly anything because it's like one good project and the rest, not so much. But not you. Your research and ideas always do just as good quality as the first. Thank you. That is a huge compliment. I really appreciate that. I know the girls in the team, they are all girls. I'll be watching today as well because it's a big day launching the new website. So yeah, give yourself a pat on the back, ladies. You're getting some nice compliments. Right. Oh, Sarah's in hospital. Oh, keep making your list, Sarah. Keep you going. Hope you get better soon. Right, let's take this little thing here and find the centre point of that as well. I'm going to lay that over the top and just draw around it. I'm using a Sharpie so that you can see what I'm doing, but something erasable would probably be best for doing this. Now this is going to go right sides together with the second top piece. I'll just make sure I've got the right top piece. So I'll keep that nice and square. I can trim that back. I think my fleece is a little bit bigger. I'm just going to have a couple of pins in here to hold it in place. Right, and I'm going to sew around that oval shape. I'm just, while I'm here, going to put the iron on. There we go. Right, so a small stitch on this one. So my sewing machine defaults to a 2.4. So I'm going to change that to a 2.2. We'll just go down a little bit. Linda's has a second jab. I got mine at the end of May. Did not hurt my arm last time. Right, so take it easy around here because you're sewing around a curve. Stop with the needle down if you do need to stop. And I'm just sewing right on that line. So, and I want to I'm going to cut up against this, so I want to keep that nice and curvy with no jagged stitch marks. And I'm trying to keep my head out of it because normally I'd be like this when I'm sewing something so precise like this. I was thinking as well, what else you could use it for, because the actual tissue box, when you run out of tissues, I was thinking would be ideal for poo bags if you have a dog, because they normally just come in a roll, don't they? So you can just put the roll in there and pull them out as you go. I thought that'd be a nice idea. So let me have your ideas if you come up with anything. What else can we use an empty tissue box holder for? Do they do refills of tissues for box? They should do, shouldn't they? I don't know. Are we up to date? Oh, Pam's had a second jab as well. Morning, Doris. Second one was fine, Linda, good. Right, have a back to the, not quite back to the, I can't see where I've been. Yeah, just about back to the beginning there. So, oh, just stick those in the pinkish and cut the thread. Oh, elastic bands in a tissue box there, that's a good idea. I'm now going to cut around this. I'm going to square that off a little bit as well. That wasn't very square, was it? There we go, that'll do. So, snip into the middle, and I'm cutting maybe 1/8 of an inch or 2 or 3 millimeters away from the stitches. Careful not to cut through them, else you're going to have to start all over again. There we go. And then we will take our ironing board from the 2nd of January. Pat, I sell bag making hardware on my website, so I tend to help myself. Perks of the job. And then I'm going to iron the lining bit away from the outer bit, and then we're going to post it through the middle. Oh, that's a good one, putting wool in it. Vera, the discount, which discount code are you looking for? If it's for the books from Search Press, you're 30% off, then go to the books section. If it's my website, you'll get 10% discount. Makes me sound ever so mean now, doesn't it? And that will be on About Me on that page. Right, so I'm pulling this through. May seem like it's not going to work, but it will. Pulling it through so the seam's on the edge, and we'll give that a press. Nappy bags is a good one too, Melinda. Right, there. A sweep, oh, a secret, that's a good idea. I think it was on Pinterest. I saw somebody put M&Ms in the accessory compartment on the sewing machine. That's a good place to hide your sweets, isn't it? Somewhere to put your mint imperials, maybe. Let's just press all this back. Oh, on the Half Yard Club website to order fabric from my website. Sorry, it's a bit confusing, that, isn't it? It's under About Me, and it's just on the right hand side, so you don't have to go searching for it anymore like you did before. It's right there on the About Me page. Spare empty bobbins, that's a good one. Right, so that's pressed through there. Shall I? No. If you wanted to, you could top stitch around the edge of that. But let's get the rest of these put together. So let's take the side pieces. And again, I'm just going to arrange these so I know where they go. So that. That looks too big for that one. End. Side. End. Side. Okay. So now I'm going to sew these together in 4s. So let me just make sure I've got my side pieces on the wrong way around. Right. So it'll go long piece, short piece, long piece, short piece. And we're just going to sew these together to make a square. Do you pick your iron up and put it down, or you slide the iron across the fabric? It depends what I'm making. Up and down it should be, and if you're steaming, that's pressing, isn't it, as opposed to ironing. Certainly if you're dressmaking, it's a press before you ever do an iron. Right, that's a big one. That's a side one, like so. And then we can have a quick fitting to make sure it's all going to fit before we start putting this together. Oh, a wonder clip box, that's a good one as well. Lots of ideas. I'll go through all of these again later on. Oh, thanks Tina, welcome along. Lots of new members this morning. Thanks Sonia, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I had the AstraZeneca vaccine, I have an Alpha 500E. I've never used one actually, Maura, but I'd always use a quality thread no matter what sewing machine you've got. I like Gutermann, I like Mettler, I like Orifil. They tend to be the more expensive ones, but they're worth it. Right, let's turn this the right side out, and we can have a fitting now just to make sure everything's okay. So we'll have to trim some off the bottom. That's looking rather dandy, methinks. So we'll do the same with the lining pieces. So these 4 again all sewn together to make a square. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right sides together and just down the edge. Glide thread I've not used, Eve. Don't know what that one is. I've used a lot of sewing machines and a lot of fabrics and a lot of thread, but I haven't used everything. Hi Christine. Right, so again, just joining all of these 4 pieces together to make a square. This is ever so quick. Still using quite a short stitch. Tend to do that on smaller projects like this. Nothing fancy in the needle department, or the sewing machine department for that matter. You only need a straight stitch for little things like this. Let's sew this here. So how many new members have we got this morning? Has anybody else just joined up? Let me know what you think. leave your comments in the Ask a Member as well. You can just leave a comment there if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be a question. Right. So I now have 2 tubes of fabric. 8:40 p.m. in Australia. So hi, Christine. I've got 2 of those, one in the outer fabric and one in the lining. These need to be sewn then together with the top piece. So let's fold that bit out of the way. Now here's a tip, and it's something that I'm asked about quite a lot, is how to sew in a square base. This could be in a bowl, it could be in a bag. A seam allowance, I'm using about 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit more. Deirdre, I just tend to use the edge of the foot, so it's probably just over 1/4 inch. Maybe 7 millimeters. So you see where the corner is here? I need to start sewing with the top piece, raw edges meeting there. So in effect, my seam here is the distance I'm going to start sewing there. So don't put the top, or if this is a bag base or anything like that, with the raw edge up to the seam like so. You're going to need to overlap that and start sewing from a little way in. And we'll sew all the way around. Pen holder's a good one as well. All right. So yeah, I normally use the edge of the foot for craft things like this. Obviously, if I'm dressmaking, then that's a very precise seam allowance. But just for bags and cushion covers and the like, I just find it easier to use the edge of the foot. So when you come down to the corner here, I'm stopping with the needle right on the seam. You can actually feel where that is. Leave the needle down, lift this up, turn it around, match up the second side. Again, the outer top, push that out of the way, and we'll sew along this side. So this is only the lining, so you know it's not the end of the world if it's not absolutely perfect. And again, when you come to the raw edge here, it's going to overlap, and that should meet up with the edge of this fabric here. And we'll stop sewing. You can feel the lump where the seam is, so we'll stop sewing right on top of that. Needle down, turn around. Sheila joined last week. Have you made anything yet, Sheila? Or what's going to be the first thing? Using a variegated thread. I wouldn't, sorry, is that Ketty? I'd use just a plain fabric, a plain thread in the bottom. Your variegated thread tends to be a bit more expensive, so I'd just save that for the top, unless you're going to see the bottom. You know, if you're doing something, if you're top stitching where you're going to see both sides of it, then yes, use that in both sides. But if it's just a seam, or you're not going to see the bobbin thread, then I just use plain. Make your money go a little bit further. Mary's just joined. Oh, thank you very much. Come and keep in touch as well. It's not just me, by the way. There is a whole team of us working on the website. So from my end, I do the creative. I come up with the projects, I do the filming, and I do the editing, and I put the whole things together like that, video-wise. And content-wise, we all chip in. We all have a discussion as to what we're going to make. And we do take notice. One of the girls has actually got a whole list of projects and ideas that you've come up with as well. So we do go through everything. Actually, that's a good idea. Yes, we could do that. And we do that every 6 months. So at the moment, right up to the end of the year with all the projects that we're having. Kim, my daughter, who works with me, so she's kind of at this end. She does some of the social media, and I think she's done a project on there as well. Then,
somebody order coffee?
Oh, I did order a coffee. Thank you very much.
Use that.
Yeah.
Wet at the bottom.
Yeah, thank you. You're going to get lots of orders now, you know.
There's a heart for you.
Oh.
Got coffee stain on it.
A heart with a coffee stain. Thank you very much.
Okay.
We've got bobbin. Oh no, we had bobbin in, bobbin out. My bobcam's still not working, so we can't. Can you take my old one away? And wash it up while you're making dinner.
Oi.
Yeah, so there's me and Kim up here from Search Press, because Half Yard Club is something the Half Yard Club is something that we work on together. There's Caroline, who's the big boss, She's going to be watching today. She does an awful lot of the admin, and she's responsible for the whole thing, really. And it's her idea to upgrade the website and everything, and she's just amazing. Then we have Emily, who is one of the editors at SearchPress. We're actually working on a book together at the moment, but she edits all of the projects. Then we have Betsy, who proofreads all of the projects. We have Emma. If I draw a pattern, then she digitizes it and makes it professional. And then Sophie and Claire, who are responsible for most of the posts on Facebook, Instagram. Oh, there's a link to Instagram on there now as well. Forgot to mention that. And the social media and marketing and all that kind of thing. So there's quite a big team of us now. Anyway, oh, thanks, Shirley. It's a lot easier. I mean, I thought it was quite easy to work your way around before, to be honest, but it's a lot easier now. And do get, I mean, ask a member. If you get stuck on anything, go to Ask a Member page and somebody there will answer you. Oh, Sarah, I've had him for 36 years. Definitely a keeper, that one. No, Sharon, once they're gone, they're gone. They are going to be available as, I think, downloadable projects on Amazon, but no, they won't. Projects that have already gone won't be coming back again, but you do have 2 years worth of projects, and the ones that are going to disappear, you'll have a month's notice, because you can save them. I wonder if I can show you that as well. We'll do that in a bit. I'll have another quick look in a bit and I'll show you how you can save the projects. So there is a way that you can download a link to the videos and download the projects onto your PC, but it's advisable to download the link to the video rather than to download the video, because we don't want to fill up your PC. Who are you chatting to? You're in Leanna's in Norfolk. I'm in Lincolnshire myself. Is he a good cook? Helen, I can't remember the last time I cooked anything. He's amazing, and he loves it. That's the most important thing. Anyway, we're sewing, aren't we? We're sewing. So we've got the bottom sides sewn to the lining. Now we need to sew the top to the top, right sides together like so. So let's make sure I've got the right sides going together. And just like before, this can move out of the way. You see where the seams are? I know I do explain this quite a lot, but I'm still asked about it a lot. So this is the same for a square bag or a bowl or anything like that. So I've got a seam here, and in effect you're matching that fabric right up to the edge of the fabric, not to the edge of the seam. So it looks like they overlap. And then I'm going to start sewing from the seam allowance here. So that's where my stitch mark is, and that's where I'm going to start sewing. Angie, met him at 15 and married when you were 16. You must have just known. How did your parents feel about that? I think I'd be quite against it, to be honest. You think of 15 and 16-year-olds as children's? Wow. Hello, Possum in the Blossom. Love that name. From Sydney in Australia. First time watching. Oh, we're here every week. And on, oh no, we're here every week at 11 o'clock on YouTube. So I'll show you what I'm doing here. So do come and join us again, Possum in the Blossom. Just making sure that everything else is kind of tucked out of the way, so I'm only sewing through the 2 layers of fabric. So this gets a little bit bulky, but we're not sewing that, we're just concentrating on this area. If you've not used fusible fleece before, it can cause a little bit of friction on your throat plate and on your presser foot, and it seems to slow the machine down a little bit. So if you're doing a lot of sewing, you know, if it's a big bag or something you're making, might be an idea to just lengthen your stitch slightly. I find it easier, Deirdre, not to use pins, because on a small project like this they get in the way, so I'm just matching the corners, the edges up. But if you wanted to pin, I'd pin with the pins facing inwards like this, personally, and then as you approach it, it's just easy to whip them out. clips are a good idea as well. I've got clips here too, look. So if you wanted to clip those together, then however you find it easier. Angie, you were going to elope. I suppose there's no choice then. Yes, Bernadette, this fabric is available on my website. It's debbieshawsewing.com. Do you mail order for fabrics and other items? On the Half Yard Club page, no, it's just the Half Yard Club, it's just the projects and everything. I do have a website, it's called Debbie Shaw Sewing, it's completely separate, and I do sell fabrics, all kinds of things on there, anything sewing related, so yes, fabrics are available there. Oh gosh, 48, that was young, Carol. 53 years, Olive Ann, in last January. Wow. Right, almost back to the beginning. Morning, Sherry in Wisconsin. Right, we've got this now. So I've got two boxes that are just joined together with a hole. So I'm going to, what am I going to do? This way, I'm going to do the lining on the outside. I'm going to pin this bit, I think, because I'm going to put some bias binding around the bottom. So this is kind of inside out, if you will. In fact, let's turn it the right side out and just make sure that it's all matching up and everything. And that it, oh, I need to check that it fits as well, because it's going to be a bit too long. So that's how we're going to look. I am going to press that because it looks a little bit wonky. And although wonky is good in some respects, not in this. It needs to be quite structured and square, I think. Oh, my iron cord stuck. So I'm just going to move the lining out of the way and just iron over the seams to make them nice and square. Thank you, Brenda. 35 years, Denise. So again, just along the seam there. And there, Anne's going to be making one of these later on. 50 years next Saturday, Sue, wow. Fiona. Mind you, to be honest, I was married at 19. Lasted 5 years. That was a silly thing to do. Right, did produce a gorgeous son though, so you can't say you regret things, can you? Let's on here. Funny guy you get chatting about on a sewing channel, isn't it? Met at 16, married at, engaged at 18, married at 20, and never looked back. Oh, Mandy, that's lovely. Oh, you should show him that. You probably tell him every day anyway. Oh, off you go then, Alison. We'll see you again next week. Bobbin's good. Olive, tell the other half. She's really good. Right, so we've got this. And I'm going to put oh no, I'm going to try it on, aren't I? That's what I'm going to do. Because I'm going to need to trim it down a little bit. So that's how we're looking. And I just need to trim the bottom down by about ½ an inch, just so it's the same length, because there's not going to be a seam all around there. I'm going to put some bias binding on. That's it, it's looking okay, isn't it? Quite pleased with that. So, a little tip for you, actually, if you want to hold those layers together a bit better. Just got a bit of scrap this. I'm just going to put some spray adhesive just on the inside, just to hold it all together before I sew. Don't need to do this. I'm spraying away from the sewing machine. The door is open and I'm not breathing it in. But that should help it stay together. So I'm just matching up the seams. That's it. I don't know what a bed skirt is, Sherry, so I can't say I have. I will show you how to save the video link. Yes, we'll have a look at that in just a sec. Christine, if you bear with us. Right, that should hold it together a bit. And then I'm just going to trim this back. About 1/2 inch or so, didn't I, to be the right length. Gone quiet when I'm concentrating, that you see. There we go. Then I'm going to put some bias binding on, but I'm going to sew it on the lining side because I'm machine stitching this, so that the top stitching is on the outside and then I'm not going to go wobbly. So fold over the end of the bias binding. This is just shop bought binding, so a bed skirt be a valance. Yes, that's right. Bed skirt is a valance, that's what I call it. So edge to edge, end folded over. I'm just going to sew along that crease mark. I would have used red, but I couldn't find any. So we'll have that off. Slip that over there. And so. So keeping this nice and flat in the edges together, I'm just sewing in that seam mark, the crease mark. And again, this is from the inside, so mine's going to be black. Yes, Mary, you do get a discount on fabric. Basically, I know it's a little bit confusing, but I was saying earlier, the Half Yard Sewing Club is purely the projects. There are special offers on there from Search Press. When you click on the books, it goes through to their website. My Debbie Shaw Sewing website is a different entity, but if you are a Half Club member, you can get 10% discount on anything. So whether that's fabrics or tools or scissors or bag handles or anything else that we sell. If you go to the About page on the Half Yard Club website, there's a code. So then when you go to checkout on the Debbie Shaw Sewing website, use that code and it'll take 10% off your order. Right, so just keep on sewing around here. If you want any books from my website, by the way, I can only offer you 10%. I can't compete with my own publishers. But if you wanted one signed individually, then leave me a message. Get quite a lot of people buying them as birthday presents. So if you want me to put happy birthday whoever or anything like that in, that won't be from the Search Press. So if you're going for the 30% discount, they won't be signed. They go directly from Search Press. But if you wanted to go from one from my website, then I can sign those if you like. Right, coming up to where the binding overlaps, so I'm just overlapping that by about 1/2 inch. And line up the stitches. And then I'm going to fold this to the outside. Let's turn this the right side out now, we're almost finished. And then I'm going to fold the binding over the edge so it covers that stitch line and then top stitch. So I'm doing it that way because I'm machine sewing this, and that's the bit that you're going to see. So if my lines go wobbly on the inside, then that's not so important. If I was hand sewing, then I'd do it the other way around. And normally, to be honest, I do hand sew because I enjoy hand sewing. But you don't want to sit and watch me do that for 1/2 hour, do you? I just had a fangirl moment. Oh, cork. Zelle's been sewing with cork. I love sewing with cork. Right, just changing this for black thread so it doesn't stand out quite so much against my black bias binding. So let's see if I bent the needle threader last week, so bear with me while I try and thread a needle. Yes, Lisa, it would be reversible. That's a good idea. Or if you happen to be excellent at this top stitching malarkey, it'd be reversible too. Good thinking. What did you do this morning? I watched Debbie Shaw try to thread a needle for 1/2 hour. There we go. So let's fold this over. and we'll sew all the way around this bit. And again, I just want to make sure that that seam's covered. If you need to trim some of this back a bit, then that's absolutely fine. You're going to see how straight my stitching is now, aren't you? So I'm going to lengthen the stitch a little bit. I'll go up to 2.8 on this one, fold it over, and sew. And we're almost done. So I'm thinking if this is a gift, you could put maybe an initial, some applique on there. You could have it in matching fabric for your bedroom, or maybe a fabric with your kids' favourite characters on it. Over you go. So that's just over the fold. That's it, looking good. And just go all the way around. Whoops, it's to go a bit further out, and that's because I'm rushing now, you see. I am using, Julie, an Elna, oh, you can't even see it, can you? 570A, it's actually my daughter's sewing machine. I use a Janome at home. It's just a little bit too heavy to bring down the garden. Where my studio is. That's that. Oh, do you know, I'm going to show you that. I wasn't going to show you the inside, but it's not too shabby. So that's how we're looking around the outside. And on the inside, look. See, I could have done that the other way. That's a bit of a fluke. I'm not normally that good. Right, let's see if it fits. Again, I think I'd just give it one more little press, just on those corners to make it nice and square. But that is finished. Yes, Sarah, I am going to buy her a new one. Although at the moment she's been using my big one and fallen in love with it, but I can't afford to buy another one of those. So that's that. That's really, really simple, and I hope you enjoyed it. I do need to drink a bit of coffee and show you how to save the projects. Right. Let me log back in again and show you. That's that. Okay, so here we go. So I'm on Ask a Member at the moment. It might have, let me just see if I can, yeah, lovely, it has saved me. It might, sometimes it automatically logs out. Okay, so these two are going to disappear shortly. I don't think there's videos for either of those actually. Let's have a look. Here. So there's project. Let's go on to the instructions. Now with all of the instructions you can just download those and save them. Or you can print them out. So that's your download button up here, or you can just print them. That's entirely up to you. Let me see if I can find one with a video or with patterns. So sewing projects. Let's go right down here. That one's got a video. So you've got instructions and template, project steps. Where's my video gone? Is it on there? No, that's your written instructions. You've got a template there as well, so you can print that one off. I'm sure there was a video for this one. Maybe that wasn't one. So that's this month's instructions print. There is a video for this one, I know. There we go. Set at the bottom. Now look, can't see it. Bear with me just a second. What you need, project strips, this is send a submit you will need. There's not a video for this one, is there? Is that that's your second project? Oh, honestly, Deborah. So, sewing projects. This one is the main project. So this one has the video, which is here. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how I made these really rather fun wonky doorstops. I don't think I'll be using one as a doorstop. I think I'm going to have a whole row of houses around. Let me just pause that one. I think the two projects that are about to come off are ones that don't have videos with them, so I can't show you how to download the videos. Oh, I shall come back to you on that one. In fact, I should put a post on Facebook and on YouTube when I've just finished this, when I've actually found a video that's about to come off, and then I'll show you where to find it. Normally you go onto the instructions and it'll say download or save, and it'll either give you a choice of having a QR code so you can scan it over your phone or your tablet, or you can download, or you can just save the link to the video, so you don't have to have a smartphone to do that. But I haven't got a project that I can save on there, so I shall come back to you on that one. I do apologise. We were putting QR codes on the instructions for projects that are about to come off Zell, but the two that are coming off haven't got videos with them, so there's no QR codes for those. Yes, so you'll need to print off the patterns. Or you can save them. You can just save those patterns in your document file on your PC. Haven't got any tailored quilt ideas at the moment, Anne. Can we make a cape? That's a good idea, because you won't need too much of a pattern for that. I didn't want to make anything that needed a graded pattern because I'm not a pattern designer. I can draft a pattern to fit me, but I couldn't do all of the grading that's needed for lots of different sizes. So making a cape would be quite easy, because I think that would be quite easy to explain how to do that as well. Oh, thanks, Jaretta. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay, so I'm going to pop off now because we've been here an hour. So if you want to have a look at the Half Yard Club website, and so I'm just making sure I'm up to date with everybody, and have a look around there and join it for a month for free. Remember to use the code WELCOME, just WELCOME in capital letters. It's open to anybody all around the world because everything is downloadable, so there's nothing to physically post out, which means that it's more accessible for everybody. You'll have your, thanks Debbie, you'll have one the main project on the 1st of the month, so on the 1st of May it's going to be the denim skirt. That will have the video with it as well, and how to make it up and everything. Shirley, and the QR code is normally on the instructions, but the ones that are coming off at the moment haven't got videos, so you only get the QR code that goes with the video. So at the moment, the two that are coming off, you'll need to just save those, so you can download them, print them off, save them, whatever you like. And the videos, the QR code would normally be on the instructions bit for that as well. What was I talking about? I was talking about something, wasn't I? Yeah, so come along, have a look around, let me know what you think. So I shall be here again next Saturday at 11 o'clock in the morning. It'll be on my Facebook page, on the Debbie Shaw Sewing Facebook page, and I shall be on my website on Wednesday afternoon at 2 o'clock. That's all UK times. So I'm going to sit and read through some of your messages. Thank you very much. It's been lovely to have your company from wherever you are in the world this morning. So I shall see you again next week. You take care, enjoy your sewing, have a look around the club, come and join us if you can, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.